So now we are in the last two principles, Principle 7 and Principle 8. Principle 7 is about using preventive and reactive measures. What are preventive and reactive measures in general? Here we can see in the 2 bullet points, risk management should include both preventive strategies, reducing the risk likelihood, and reactive plans, handling risks when they occur. And the second one, balance between preparedness and adaptability is key. So let's focus on the first one. In risk management, we usually try to focus our best to prevent risks from happening in the first place. How we do this? We set different preventive measures to ensure this risk will not be taken place. And so little work is done regarding reactive measures. If the risk happens, what are we going to do? To give you a quick example here, in the case of the risk of fire, we do so much work in preventive measures, such as systems, policies, tools, system checks, for example, trainings, fittings, to prevent fire. But if the fire taking place here, what are our official responses are going to be? Here we have to make sure that as we have done the preventive measures to prevent fires, we have to be ready in case fire taking place by preparing fire extinguishers, hotline to call fire trucks, insurance to recover for all the losses that caused by fire. This is the balance we have to do. Another balance is important, that we have to be to do a balance between both preventive, actually between preparedness and adaptability. What is preparedness? Preparedness that we make everything written, we know what we are going to do, we know who's responsible, and adaptability is the workarounds we do in case sometimes risks taking place and we are not fully prepared for it. This is another important balance that we have to do. Then we will go to Principle 8, codify risk sharing in policies and contracts. Here we can see that risk sharing should be formally included in contracts, budget, and guidelines. Institutionalizing risk sharing improves accountability and ensures sustainability. So what does that mean? Let's start with the first bullet point. Risk sharing should not be only a conversation. It should be codified, that means written into agreements, reflected into budgets, backed by the different policies for national, international, and backed donors. And this is an issue that because it is relatively new compared to other risk responses, we do not see many policies supporting risk sharings, and we don't see it codified within different agreements between different consortiums. We don't see it in UN agency agreements, different backed donors agreements. So this is a gap we still have to collectively work on. And the other one is simply how we are going to ensure accountability if it's not written. It's very difficult to do that. We usually do risk sharing depending on something called constructive ambiguity. Constructive ambiguity, that means let's deal with it later. This is the last thing we would like to do in risk sharing. And that's why we always emphasize into codifying and making things visible, written, and agreed on. This can be done, as I have mentioned, in policies and agreement, but this also has to be supported by templates and other tools that can simplify the process. One of the examples I would like to mention here that you can do is adding, for example, a shared compliance cost within your consortium or your project budget. This cost will be allocated to ensure that some of the compliance requirements will be shared among different partners. As I have mentioned in an earlier example, this can be paid for license, for capacity building, for different measures. And this can be done in many other formats that we can discuss later on within this course. So we are done with the principles. There are 8 principles. We have to be aware of each of those. We have explained them in quite detailed manners because we are building now towards the risk sharing framework, which we are going to conquer next.